If they're mobile first, we're sending them a text message. You can do a double opt-in for SMS. If you're in Europe, it's required. If you have more than 100,000 customers in like 6 or 7 states, it's also required in the US in some capacities. But for the most part, what we like to do on that very first is sending them an SMS, which is like confirming that we've got your contact and starting the conversation. All we want is a dialogue, right? Dialogues lead to dollars. So we send that confirming we've got their information. We wait a few seconds and then drop their emails. We always want to try to get a reply. And an example of how we can use an SMS to get a reply that I've got on the screen is, psst. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is it that you are going to actually look at the email I just sent you? Facts. I hate email, so I'm all about text. They're faster. Samesies, I can send insert dynamic asset to you here if you ask nicely. XOXO, the girl whose email list you just signed up for. If it's within your brand and you can do it on personality, live into it. Then you get to start that dialogue and that relationship with that individual. But if they came from desktop, what I've got on screen is, okay, we're going to send the first email in triage 1. And then I say, we wait 69 minutes. That's purely because I like the number 69. There's no science, there's no data back behind how long we wait. That's what I put into my systems. And then we ask after 69 minutes, did they open the email? If they did not yet open the email, I'm not saying click, I'm just doing open. And again, open rates, if they're on an Apple device and they're using mail, can be misleading. But we just check. If they haven't opened the email, then we're going to send them that text, which is starting a conversation with a light reminder to the email. Right? So we can't say we just sent you that email, but it might be something like, hey, just checking back in, saw that you asked for this tool. Want to check, did you have access to it or did it potentially land in spam? Something like that to see if they get the dialogue. You'll see that sometimes people are going to reply and thank you because your stuff lands in spam or in a promotions folder or they wanted it, but they didn't have the time for it. So you get to recircle back into their most immediate access or like their immediate availability to your brand. Right? We're always fighting for attention. So once we do, that's how we like setting it up. I have an example here, which is don't leave me unread. If you haven't already, your tool is in your inbox, but we get it. Emails are annoying. Would you rather get it here? Again, this is an opportunity for you to start the conversation lightly so that you can start a dialogue because dialogues lead to dollars. Okay, now what I'm doing now is on YouTube, you'll see I'm screening out. And this workflow is extensive. So we've got 1, 2, 3 sections, 4, 5, 6 items, and lots of notes in between. So starting this off, the first email that we send out is always delivering on what they signed up for. You wanted this asset, here you go. This is for you, right? So we have to always, always, always deliver on our promise, right? Currently reading the 4 agreements. And the first agreement is be impeccable on your word. So if they signed up and you're giving them an asset, be impeccable on here's what you signed up for. We're not playing a bait and switch game. Deliver on your word. Your open rate should be at least 40%, but we say target 69%. You know why. And then we have a target click-through rate on that one is actually 25%. This is what they asked for. You're never going to get as high of a click-through rate when you're like, here you go, ta-da! So we like having a double-digit target click-through rate, and we always want to include and encourage the user to reply. We want them to click to see the asset, but we'll always have like a PS to get them to reply. Why? Replies are some of the best ways that you can send positive signs of deliverability. You're showing, especially Gmail, but the Yahoos, the AOLs, if you're still using that, of the world, that this was important enough to you that you're replying. The relevance part of this marketing game doesn't stop at us providing relevant material. It's also to the tech companies where you're showing them your relevance in their inbox. Their job is to bounce and gatekeep unwanted spam. In the US, you're allowed to email people. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. But if you use tools, you're allowed to actually email visitors that have been on your website. You can capture that information because it's available. And we have laws that protect people that unsubscribed and opt out versus laws that protect people opting in. This is not true in Europe and Canada, as far as we understand. Again, not lawyers, not legal advice, but in that capacity, because that's true, the Gmails of the world, all these email service providers want to make sure that their customers who have their emails with their provider are not getting useless stuff. So again, encouraging a reply can massively help your deliverability. This is June, almost July. We start Black Friday planning in 2 weeks very seriously. One part of that Black Friday planning is making sure your deliverability is set up for success in October and November, when it's the most competitive time in someone's inbox and when we have some of the slowest send times. That's not what this is about. Lots of other positive things. Again, continue the conversation in the Telegram group, but jumping into this, I cannot encourage it more. Have a PS. So what I have an example of a reply to an email is a reminder. If you haven't already, can you hit reply and let me know what your favorite Orlando restaurant is? Now, I live in Orlando, so that makes sense sometimes. And depending on the asset of whatever it is, people love to give recommendations, and you want it to be an easy ask. Don't ask someone, hey, why'd you sign up for this? Or ask someone like, why is the sky blue? Something light, something easy, something they're happy to share back. Because then you can start a dialogue and get to know more about them as an individual versus just an email. So what we do is we send that very first email delivering on our promise, and we always include the call to action to link to it and some sort of reply to the email. But what we do here is before we send the next email, we're actually going to send this potentially 2 more times. So what I have is after I sent the email, I wait 6 hours. Did they open that email? No? Great. I'm going to resend them that exact same email with a different subject line because it's my second chance, right? I already built a great email. Everything is inside good, but you didn't look inside. So what I'm going to do is send you the exact same email with a different subject line. Do it one more time. If after 18 hours, you still did not open the email, again, it's open, which can be deceiving, but at least if you didn't open it, I'm going to send you the exact same email a third time with a different subject line. So I've made one email become 3 with just 3 different subject lines. Hope you're following, and that makes all sense, because the next thing is, so a lot of you will deliver it and you jump into email 2 of your onboarding sequence. I'm like, nope. Here's where it changes. I am not sending you now, let me tell you about my brand. Let me tell you about my story, why I'm the founder, why I created this company. No, we're not getting there yet because I don't have proof of life. So what I do is after the first email, or potentially 3, I wait 23 hours. That 23-hour clock starts after they open. So if they did not open the first, second, or third email, then it's 23 hours after I sent that last email. But if they open that first email, say they opened it an hour after you sent it, then the 23-hour time limit starts. And the reason why it's 23 hours is because in human psychology, we are creatures of habit, which means if I was online at 3 in the morning, I'm likely going to be online again tomorrow at 3 in the morning. But if I do 23 hours, my goal is to be first in line. So that maybe you log on at 2 in the morning. So I sent it at 2 and I'm first at your inbox. Or maybe you log in at 2:45. I'm very close to being at your inbox because by the time you're 3, you could be distracted. So that's why I wait 23 hours. Lots and lots of testing on this. This is what's worked for us. Always test and make decisions for yourself, but this has been something that we use pretty much regularly as a recommendation. So after 23 hours, we check, is there any proof of life? Proof of life, it's almost like a drinking game now. It's did they reply or did they click? If they did not, we're going to continue email triage 1, which is only about delivering emails that give you access to the asset. I'm not introducing the brand or anything else unless you've shown proof of life. So, but if you have clicked or replied, amazing. End triage level 1, and we're going to start triage 2, which is a whole set of different emails where now we're talking about our brand and the relevancy of that tool to what we sell. But I'm not getting to that yet because you haven't shown me that you actually want what you asked for, which is clicking on the email so I see that you've loaded the asset, or replying to me knowing that I actually know that you read and understood the email. So if they have not shown proof of life, what we then do is email 2. This email is almost like our first one with slightly different copy. So the text in the email is a little different. We're re-emphasizing the entry point as a good decision for you. So again, still all about the email or the ask that you signed up for via email or SMS. And then we're saying, here's why this is great. We're reminding them why they wanted to sign up for it to begin with. And we do the same repeat process. We wait 6 hours. If they did not open, we're resending that same second email. We call it email 2 with a different subject line. And again, we wait another 18 hours if they did not open to send the same second email a third time with now a third different subject line. So now that we have sent that one email 2, 3 times, we are going to wait 47 hours and check again, did they show proof of life? Being a click or an email. It's really important that if they buy from you, this is true with anything. If someone buys from you, you need to remove them from your onboarding sequence. The last thing you want to do is, I just gave you money and now you're telling me and selling me on the thing I just bought from you. Oh my gosh, come on. We have the data, we have the technology. Don't be sloppy.